Yui was smiling. Far too widely for someone being choked. Or, wide enough for somebody who likes being choked. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir David, and today I'd like to play more of my best friend, Yui. So if you haven't seen the first video, why are you watching this one? Go watch the first one! But as a small refresher, it's the end of the school day, and you're about to go home, play some Pal World for 10 hours, and all of a sudden this creepy guy shows up, and he gives you a weird-looking invite that says, "Hello, you have been invited to a party." Don't be scared. But oh no, you've been having a strange sickness, like a strange dizzy feeling, ever since you met this guy. And then you get to Yui's house, and you start suffocating because it's really humid, it smells weird in here. And then you end up in his basement, as is tradition in these Yandere visual novels. And that led to several endings, some where we escape, and some where we don't. So in this, I'm going to try to... How many endings we got? There's 14 endings, we got 5 of them. I'm going to try to get the rest of them. So my friend Yuki, she's had a bad run of it. Her phone got some mysterious inky black liquid all over it. And I could go see if she's okay, because she is my best friend. She's kind of my only friend. Or she's fine. I'm sure she's fine. Let's just go home. Well, I glanced at the time again before letting out a small sigh. I really hope she doesn't take this the wrong way, but I have been waiting for quite a while now. Besides, Yuki's my best friend. She'll understand. Ha 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 ha. Your best friend in a visual novel about yanderes is never safe. I turned away and began walking home. Man, the wind is seriously getting chilly. It's not too cold, though, I suppose. I began my journey home, past the houses, through the trees, the usual. It didn't take long for me to reach my house. Man, this is an uncanny-looking house. Like, I feel like I've been here before. Finally, home sweet home. Everything's okay. I kicked my school shoes off and headed to the kitchen to make some food for the night. There's not much here, so it looks like it's instant noodles. Again. Well, it's not like I don't like them or anything. It's just... food can get pretty samey after you've had it one too many times. Even foods you really, really like. I turned on my kettle and let it boil before pouring the boiling water into the cup of raw instant noodles. These look good already. I'm starving. I brought the cup of noodles to the couch with me while I waited for it to cook. What to do in the meantime? Call Yuki's mother, relax for the evening. You know what? I don't feel like bothering nobody. Let's just relax for the evening. I thought about anything I might have needed to do this evening, but stopped trying when nothing came to mind. For once, I'm totally relaxed. I can't remember the last time I've had a proper free time like this. I settled back into the couch, carefully picking up my cup noodles, and I gave them a stir. Yummy! I blew on them before eating them slowly. After I finished the noodles, I put the empty cup down and laid down on the sofa. Ah, this is life. When was the last time I was this at peace? My eyelids began to flutter before they completely closed. It didn't take long for me to fall into a deep slumber. My phone vibrated next to me multiple times throughout my rest. It was too quiet to wake me up, though. For some reason, it felt like I was forgetting something important. Oh well, we'll never know. Ending, blissfully unaware. Haha, no shenanigans. Okay, maybe I should call Yuki's mother. Did she get home? Just as I was about to get comfortable on my sofa, a sudden urgent thought popped into my head. I should probably call Yuki's mother right now, right? To make sure she got home safe. I inwardly cursed myself for not doing it sooner. I hope her mom doesn't think I ditched her or something. I took my phone out and rang her mother's number. Espoir? Good evening, Miss Sakurabi. I'm calling about Yuki. I didn't see her after school today. I didn't see her at her club today. Is she okay? Uh-oh. Espoir, I thought she was with you. Eh? Wait, she isn't at home? She seriously isn't at home after all this time? I haven't seen her since morning, Espoir. I thought... Oh, God. Okay, let's not panic. I was told her phone was broken, so wherever she is, she's going to have to use someone else's phone. If you get a call from an unknown number, make sure to answer it, okay? All right. Where could she be? It's been hours since school finished. It's all right. I'll go find her. I'll go back to school to see if she's still there. Thank you so much, Espoir. If you find her, then please call me straight away. I will. I promise. Oh no, are we gonna find her? She didn't get home? I quickly stood up from the couch and jogged to put my school shoes back on. I didn't even know if the gates were even still open at this time, but I have to try anyway. Because that's what friends do. I quickly stepped outside, locked my front door, and began speed walking back to school. The cold wind hit my face with every step. It was getting much colder now that it was getting later. Going back to school past 9 p.m., huh? What a joke. Eventually, I reached the school gates. To no surprise, they were closed due to the late hour. I walked around to the other side of the building, where the second set of gates were located, hoping that at least those ones were still open. I don't like that I can hear something like crawling around behind me. Ah, they're open. Thank God. But who the heck would still be here at this ungodly hour? Well, apart from me. And possibly Yuki, I guess. Is she having a sleepover? I began to walk into the building with quick strides. I really hope she's okay, of course, but I better not have to come all the way here just to see her screwing around or something. Yeah, her mom is worried too, after all. After climbing 2 flights of stairs, I began walking a little slower due to fatigue. I just walked all the way from my house in a rush, after all. Being in school after hours is so creepy. It's like an abandoned building. My footsteps echoed across the sterile, polished floors of the second floor. Floors that I put the majority of the effort into polishing, mind you. Oh yeah. Yuki hardly does any of the work when it comes to after-school cleaning. She never wants to get her hands dirty with stuff like that. She totally ticks me off sometimes. However, the thought made me smirk to myself a little. She's seriously too much. Oh, my best friend. As I reached the 3rd floor, I made a beeline straight for her clubroom door. She might not even be in here, but if she is, I might as well have a bit of fun. Is this gonna be like Doki Doki Literature Club again? Am I going to slowly open the door and then be traumatized? I slowly creeped towards the door and prepared myself to swing it open with more force than necessary. It's something she always does to scare the daylights out of me, so it'd be nice that she can finally have a taste of her own medicine for a change. I held back a childish chuckle and pressed my hands against the door. Yeah, something terrible is gonna be behind this door, isn't it? And swung them open with all my might. Yuki! Not again! What? Aw, and he took her shirt. You left her in her cute little leopard bra. I was frozen. For some reason, my legs wouldn't allow me to move. What? Yui! What happened? How did she... he strangled her. You got the black fingernail ichor on her neck. You strangled my friend. You took her Gucci shirt, and now you're wearing it. As per what happened in the last episode. My heart began racing in my ears. I felt like throwing up from fear alone. I couldn't look away. If her eyes were closed, then I'd assume she was sleeping, but there's no way. My voice came out quieter than a whisper. I slowly walked towards the body. Yuki? You good? I averted my eyes and stumbled backwards. I felt sick to my stomach. I'm about to cry. There's actual tears forming in my eyes. I was hyperventilating now. How could this happen? I don't understand. Is this real? This can't be real. This is a joke, right? Great joke, Yuki. I was overcome with fear and shock. My brain was struggling to process what I was truly seeing. Oh my God. Yui, I'm gonna beat you up. I can't believe you really left her, Espoir. Shut up! I screamed. Someone grabbed my arm tightly. It was too dark to properly make them out. All I could see was a pair of eyes and a wide smile. Ah! So, you do care about her after all. You're too sweet, Espoir. I began crying. Ah! We're going to have so much fun together, me and you. Ah! A damp hand covered my nose and mouth, muffling my sobs. My vision began to blur, dark spots clouding my vision, and the already dark room getting darker, before my body went limp in his arms. Shh, just close your eyes. I passed out before my body could hit the floor. Ah! Ending, class dismissed. Ah! My cute friend Is it the first time we see Yuki? Man! Oh, you're gonna get it now, Yui. Okay, you know what? Going back to the beginning, maybe we should go see if she's okay. Maybe we better make sure that she's not shirtless and strangled. Yeah, I mean, what kind of friend leaves their buddy alone after something like that, after getting their phone covered in a strange, mysterious black goop? We're best friends and all, but I've never been the best at comforting people. Maybe Espoir! I know it's a little short notice, but I'd like to invite you to a party I'm hosting tonight. A party? Is this an invitation? Why, of course! I'd love to, but this is a bit short notice. Going to a stranger's party, huh? It could be fun, but I do have plans this weekend after all. 10 hours of Pal World. Sorry, but I can't tonight. It does sound like fun, but I'd rather know in advance about these sort of things. I hope you have fun, though. Aww. Well, it's alright. I know that a girl like you probably has a lot to do on a weekend like this, right? Why do I feel like that was condescending? Well, I can't imagine just how busy you are. There's no hard feelings at all. The next time I do something like this, I'll be sure to let you know in advance, okay? Yeah, sounds good. His smile looks strained. Good. Yeah. Huh. We're just here staring at each other. This is kind of awkward. Does he know he can leave now? Well, I'm gonna go check on Yuki now, so I began to start walking past him before a warm hand suddenly grabbed my arm tightly. Hey! For some reason, the sudden proximity between us immediately made my head spin. I almost felt nauseous. Oh, sorry, Espoir. He quickly let go. Yuki actually went home early, so you don't have to wait up for her. Look at that smile. He's wearing her shirt, you know. That shirt that he's wearing, that's hers. You psycho. Wait, really? Why? Oh, you know, I'm sure that whole phone sabotage thing really made her upset, you know? You know about that? Why, of course. She looked really depressed all day because of it. I'm surprised you didn't notice her disappearance sooner, Espoir. I guess. I mean, we're not in the same class, so I'm surprised Yuki would leave school without telling me. I mean, I didn't see her at her club today, but I don't think that meant she'd gone home. Well, see you. Have a nice weekend. You too. My mind went blank. I totally forgot to ask him for his name during this entire conversation. Or did he already tell me? I can't remember for some reason. Is that important? Yui. Ah, there it is. Thanks. Have a nice weekend too, Yui. Enjoy your party. Yui gave me a big smile and turned around and began walking back into the school through the front doors. He is probably making such a face. I'm assuming he left something behind or something, like the entire body of my best friend. That interaction just now. I can't help but have my thoughts linger on what Yui told me about Yuki. How did she leave without anyone saying anything? Yuki's the epitome of a pretty popular girl. Someone would have had something to say. And if she did leave, Then why did nobody tell me? I'm her best friend after all. I took a quick glance at my phone. 7:10 p.m. Geez, this has got to be the latest time I've left school ever. My steps got a little faster as I quickened my pace. I really should have brought a coat. I'm shivering. Did the temperature really drop that rapidly, or is it just me? Matter of fact, I have a bit of a headache, too. Ugh. All this thinking about Yuki's well-being must be really making me feel ill. When I get home, I'm totally laying down for a bit. I continued my trek home, the cold wind not helping with my headache at all. I'm almost there anyway. Finally, home sweet home, start revving up that ramen noodles. I took off my school shoes and immediately headed to the sink to grab a glass of water. Jeez, my head is still pounding. I seriously have no idea what's causing this horrible feeling. I grabbed a clean glass and ran the water from the tap before filling it up and taking a small sip of the cold liquid. Ugh, I feel nauseous again. I suddenly, involuntarily lurched my body over the sink and began to vomit. Ugh! All from standing next to him for a few seconds? What the... I quickly wiped my mouth with a tissue and ran the tap to wash away whatever landed in there. Ugh, where did this even come from? I was feeling fine until I started walking home. Or... I thought to myself for a moment. Actually, I did have a bit of this feeling when I was talking to that boy back there. Yui. I walked over to my sofa and sat down, slowly letting out a long breath I didn't know I was holding. Jeez, and I was supposed to have a fun evening of relaxing and gaming tonight. There's no way I'm in the mood for that now, not when I'm feeling so ill. Why doesn't anything go my way? What? Suddenly, the sound of my front door closing snapped me out of my moping, my body immediately flinching in shock. What? Huh? I spun around on the sofa and used my knees to prop myself up on the cushions, so I was facing the front door. Who goes there? How dare you? You approach me in my own abode? Little do you know I keep a machete in every room. Who's there? Hello? Maybe I didn't lock my front door properly and the wind just slammed it shut. For some reason, my heart was still racing as I was grabbing my machete. Go check the front door, sit back down. Oh, we gonna investigate. Go check the front door. I slowly climbed off the sofa. My stomach churned as I made my way towards the hallway. The house was completely silent, so silent that I could hear my own heartbeat. I looked around one more time. Hello? No response. I cautiously reached for the front door handle. It turned. What? The front door wasn't locked? Well, I was pretty distressed. I always lock my front door. There's no way I forgot to lock it. Trying not to think too hard about it, I quickly grabbed my front door key on the vanity next to me and quickly locked it. I might need to leave that open in case I need to escape. There. That's better. This is also another really uncanny looking room. I slowly moved to sit back down on the sofa, my movements a little more jumpy than usual. I'm sure it's fine. Who would break into someone's home while they're still indoors? It was definitely just the wind. I suddenly let out a long yawn. I would be so on edge. Despite not doing much today, I'm suddenly so tired. It's way too early to go to bed now, though. Maybe I'll just watch some TV. Watching stuff on television always takes my mind off of things after a long day. Hopefully it'll distract me from my sudden sickness, too. I grabbed the TV remote next to me, my expression quickly turning into a grimace. Why? Ew, there's crumbs all over this thing. Since when did my remote get all dirty like this? Gross. I quickly wiped it off with my sleeve, silently scolding myself for being so slobbish. Was it Yuki that did this? I don't ever remember getting so many The light suddenly cut out, plunging the living room into pure darkness. My blinds were closed too, preventing even the moonlight from reaching inside. In an instant, Everything around me disappeared. I couldn't see the sofa. I couldn't see the walls. I couldn't even see my own hands in front of me, and I could not see my machete that I never let go of. I was completely blind. Actually, let me make sure my machete actually is still here beside me. Yep, What, you think I'm kidding? You think I don't have a machete in my room? Seriously? A blackout? And just as I was about to watch some television. For some reason, I still didn't have the energy to move. Actually, it was slightly worse now. I brought my hand to my head, a headache immediately beginning to form. My movements began to feel sluggish. Even the motion of holding my arm up to soothe my headache felt laborious. Laborious. Laborious? Why do I suddenly feel so... My body began feeling warmer, or something to my left was emanating a warm heat that was making it hard to think. My heart began pounding in my ears. Every inhale felt heavier than the last. Something's wrong. I grabbed my phone next to me and shined the flashlight around, starting from the right, and then to my left. I'm prepared.
Hi.
Espoir? What? I flew out of the sofa, stumbling and tripping backwards onto the hardwood floor beneath me. My phone flew out of my hand almost instantly, and then I grabbed my machete. Who are you? Espoir? It's me. Relax. Which one of the Yanderes who sneak into my closet are you? I felt someone climbing on top of me. Hey! I mustered all of the strength I could to shove the stranger off of me. I heard them fall onto the floor opposite me. I immediately stood up, the flashlight of my phone on the floor being the only light source. Grab my phone, try the light switch. Well, the light switch doesn't work. Grab the phone. I just need my phone. I can't see a thing in this darkness. I lunged towards the flashlight lying on the floor. Espoir! Before my fingers could reach it, something slammed into me. Oof! Why? I hit the floor, hard. The air was knocked from my lungs. A heavy weight immediately pinned me down. Hey, why are you trying to run away? You're not being very nice, Espoir. You were lying when you said you had things to do this evening, weren't you? Well, I mean, relaxing is very important. That is a thing to set time aside for. I was in complete shock. I could feel myself hyperventilating. Oh no. I'm not scaring you, am I? Yui flipped me over, his damp hands curling around my neck to keep me anchored to the floor. Ah! My sudden lack of air and the strong, intoxicating aroma emitting from the being on top of me made my body go limp almost instantly. It didn't take long for my vision to truly go black, a thin line of saliva drooling down my chin and onto the floor. What's with you and strangling folks? I could feel his hands lifting off my neck, a soft, awkward chuckling sound emitting from on top of me. How easy. Ending too easy. No, I am not easy. I will fight you. I will fight you, sir. You just caught me off guard. Yay, we got 8 out of 14 endings. And might I give a very big thank you to the developer for putting a walkthrough on TikTok for me to read and use. A very easy to read walkthrough. Thank you very much for that. So apparently something different happens if I try the light switch, so, okay. The light switch. If I could just reach the light switch. I stumbled towards the wall. Espoir? My hand frantically searched across the wallpaper. Then... Oh, it works. The lights immediately flickered back on. Huh? The blackout wasn't real? Someone had just managed to turn everything off? And standing in the middle of my living room was... You! Espoir! Yui? For a split second, neither of us moved. Then Yui stepped towards me. Wait. Panic completely took over. I swung at him with all my might. Machete! Ha-ha! He fell to the floor. I wasted no time climbing on top of him and going wham, 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 wham. This is Tekken 3. Wham, wham, wham. I know I make a lot of jokes about beating someone up, but I am actually quite peaceful. I wasted no time climbing on top of him and wrapping my hands around his neck. Don't do that, he enjoys it! What are you doing in my house? How much did you see? Before I could get another word in, I suddenly began coughing. Oh shoot, I forgot about that. I continued having a coughing fit for a whole 7 seconds. Black specks mixed with red ones began to fly out of my mouth. Some of it landed on Yuki. What? I brought one trembling hand to my mouth. When I pulled it away, my palm was smeared with red and black. Man! Blood and something else. Something that smelled just like him. Did you put something in my noodles? What? The black residue clung to my skin. No matter how hard I stared at it, I couldn't figure out what I was looking at. My breathing was becoming increasingly uneven. More black specks continued to fall from my lips whenever I coughed. Is this blood? Espoir. Yui's voice sounded strained. I ignored him. What the heck is happening to me? What is this black stuff? Oh, God! Espoir. A wet sound suddenly came from beneath me, followed by another. Ah! And another. I slowly looked down. Oh no! Yui was still underneath me, but something was wrong. His body kept tensing, like it was impossible to stay completely still, like he was trying to hold something in. His fingers clenched into tight fists on the floor. His shoulders trembled. The sound that came out of him barely resembled laughter. I'm so scared right now! It sounded wet, broken, wrong. My stomach dropped. What? I subconsciously tightened my grip around his neck, out of fear and adrenaline combined. Or maybe because I didn't know what he would do if I let him go. Yui was smiling. Far too widely for someone being choked. Or, wide enough for somebody who likes being choked. Espoir! What are you doing? I'm choking you out. I couldn't move. The color was rapidly draining from his skin. Ah! Black slowly spread beneath it, like ink soaking through paper. He is becoming the darkness. His cheeks, his neck. Ah! Well, I'm gonna be seeing that in the darkness tonight. His hands. Every second there was less and less human skin left. Only his eyes and teeth remained visible against the darkness. His eyes never left mine, and my hands never left what I assumed to be his neck. They were wide open, far wider than they should have been, and he wasn't blinking. Don't look away. I screamed, my hand flying off his neck instantly. He was covered in a black ink-like liquid. Ah! The sheer volume of whatever was emanating off his body made me begin to retch. I swayed from side to side before collapsing backwards on the wall behind me. What are you? I'm so sorry. You had to see me like this, Espoir, but I didn't expect such an extreme reaction from you. He crouched down opposite me, his gaze boring into mine as my vision began to blur. Look what you've done. You've done nothing but hurt yourself because you overreacted. A warm, wet hand cupped my cheek gently. Ew, 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 ew. But it's okay. I'm not angry. In fact, you're cute when you're all worked up like this. My body was too weak to move and too disgusted. Just close your eyes and breathe it all in, okay? You'll fall asleep, and when you wake up, you'll be back in my place. This shouldn't be enough to kill you, right? Ending. Still breathing. Hopefully not. I'm so scared right now. Okay, so to get this ending, I checked on Yuki, I accepted the invite, I wore something casual, I'm here at the party despite feeling sick, but last time in the last video, I knocked on the door, and this time, why don't I go, well, nobody's here, it doesn't look like anybody's around, why don't I just get out of here? What am I doing? I pressed a cold hand against my chest, my breathing growing shallower every time a slight breeze came my way. I'm cold and obviously sick. I should be at home resting right now. The party really isn't this important. I don't know why I'm making such a big deal out of it. Yeah, if you're sick, don't go. Honestly, the idea of crawling into bed sounds way more appealing right now than forcing myself to socialize with a bunch of strangers. There'll be other parties in the future anyway. Probably. Though with how little I actually go out, who knows when that'll be. I gave a small sigh, watching my breath briefly cloud in front of me before fading into the cold night air. A warm bath, a blanket, maybe some dumb videos until I pass out. Yeah, that sounds a lot nicer right about now. Besides, the last thing I want is to collapse at some random party and embarrass myself in front of everybody. Espoir! Sup? I jumped. Don't tell me you're leaving before the party's even started. I don't feel too good. Oh, Espoir, I'm so happy you actually came. Please come in. You look absolutely freezing, Espoir. Yui grabbed my arm and dragged me inside before I could even protest. As soon as I stepped inside Yui's home, my headache worsened almost immediately. The air felt strangely heavy, warm and stuffy, carrying a faint bitterness that lingered at the back of my throat, and the text was scrolling by extra slowly for emphasis. Yui, I'm sorry. I think I'm about to be sick. Oh, Espoir, did you come here with a tummy bug? I'm sure it'll go away on its own. Maybe you just need to sit down, I could hardly even register what Yui was saying. Can't he sense just how horribly nauseating the air is right now? Yeah, it's like humid and sticky. I looked around, trying to make sense of my surroundings. It just looks like a regular old house. There aren't even any decorations out or anything. Yeah, what's up with that? Alright, this is pretty much what happened in the last video. Yui places a warm, damp hand against my shoulder, the sheer sticky heat of it seeping through my clothes almost instantly. The feeling of it somehow makes my entire body feel filthy. Hit him? Let it happen? Consult the walkthrough? You get hit! Wham! I raised my hand. You hit me. Why do you look so happy about that? Yui made an expression I've never seen on a real person before. Let me go! Espoir, you're so funny! Suddenly, both of Yui's hands grab my shoulders in a tight, bruising grip that makes me yelp in pain. Ah! I really don't understand why you're acting like this, Espoir. His grip tightens. The stifling, humid aroma emitting from his body, from his being, makes my entire body feel numb. Ah. Stop! Yandere! You're never invited to things like this. Then once you're finally given the chance, you want to leave. How do you... My throat suddenly starts to feel dry. I'm too lightheaded to finish my sentence. Ah! My vision begins to... Everything's moving around. My vision begins to blur. Yui gets closer, but for some reason I don't want to hold my breath. Getting sleepy. I think last time I bravely opened my eyes. What happens if I keep them half closed? I froze. I'm tied up. Every instinct screamed at me to open my eyes, but I forced myself to stay perfectly still, despite the aching pain in my body. From the little ground I could see, it looks like I'm in some sort of basement. It definitely smells like one. It's hard to remember anything for some reason. All I know is that I'm not here for nothing. I've watched enough movies to guess what's happening here. I've played enough visual novels, too. This is one of those pranks, right? Okay, maybe you haven't played enough visual novels. Like when someone falls asleep first at a get-together and wakes up to everyone drawing on their face or pouring stuff on them. I didn't think I was that unlikable. This is so embarrassing. Maybe if everyone thought I was still unconscious. I suddenly heard footsteps behind me. I instinctively tensed. Wait, the party. I suddenly remembered a pair of damp hands on my shoulders, the thick air, the headache, the horrible toxic smell. Yui. That wasn't a dream, was it? Oh God. Espoir. His voice came out in a breathy whisper. My blood ran cold. I suddenly felt warm breath ghosting my ear as a pair of arms wrapped themselves around my shoulders. I felt him lean forward until his chin rested in the crook of my neck. The quiet sound of breathing echoed in my ears. Every now and then, I felt the tip of his nose brush faintly against my skin, lingering there for just a second too long, like he was breathing me in. He's like, "Oh, you smell like cocoa butter and lavender." He exhaled shakily. "You can wake up now, Espoir." No, I'll stay like this. I'm gonna stay here. I'm starting to feel nauseous all over again. All I have to do is stay calm and stay still, right? If I reacted now, then he'd know I was awake. And right now, not knowing that felt like the only advantage I had left. What if he was holding a knife or something? I felt a warm hand slide up my arm and make its way to my cheek. His damp fingers lightly cupped the sides of my face, massaging it from behind. It was a gentle, tender caress, one usually reserved for lovers. It made me feel dizzy. His other hand slid down to where my heart was, his palm open as he pressed down gently. Did you know that your heartbeat hitches the second someone snaps out of unconsciousness? Okay, Bob Velseb. Your heartbeat. I can feel it now. I stayed still. I know you're awake, Espoir. Your heart is racing. Are you really that excited? Jeez. My heart's running a marathon. My eyes finally snapped open, my heart racing in fear. I knew it! Ah! He walked around to my front to face me properly, but I truly had no words and could only stare at Yui in profound shock and disgust. You're not very good at pretending, are you? What is this? I looked around now that I had the chance. It looked like my basement prediction was spot on. What is this? Is this some kind of joke? Where am I? I struggled against the restraints, the ropes against my wrists beginning to burn with every frantic movement. Espoir, be careful. You're gonna hurt yourself. I was starting to really panic now, the telltale feeling of a panic attack already beginning to rise to my core. Let me go! I violently pulled against the rope binding my wrists, the rough material painfully scraping against my skin, causing red burn marks almost immediately. Stop moving. What the heck is wrong with you? Would you just calm down? Okay. I mean, you didn't have to yell at me. You didn't have to get loud. Why are you doing this? Isn't it obvious? No. Because you hate me? No, it's not. I think, before I chose, no, it's not obvious. Is it because you hate me? Are you bullying me? Am I being a victim of bullying right now? Because you hate me? Hate you? Ah! For a moment, you had just stared at me and did some weird shenanigans. No, Espoir. If I hated you, you wouldn't be here. A chill ran down my spine. I would never, ever hate you, Espoir. I can't believe that you'd ever think such a thing. Anyone who hates you is a miserable fool. Then why are you... You're still wearing that. What? Your shirt. You can't have this? You can't have my Old Navy shirt? I opened my eyes after passing out again. Ah! I forgot that was gonna happen! Stop! Eventually, a familiar, damp hand clamped down over my nose and mouth, muffling my sobs. It was almost as if I was being drugged, because it only took a few seconds for my eyes to roll back and consciousness to give out. This man is walking chloroform. You're awake. Again. You keep blacking out on me. I can't have any fun if you keep falling asleep. Are the fumes really that strong? I can't control it, you know. I'm still a little too lightheaded to really process what he's even saying. Fumes? Suddenly, a warm, black mist began to cloud around his hand and mine. It moved like a ghost, seeping through the fabric of his uniform and creating a dark haze above him like a cloud. What are you? We still don't know that yet. I'm skipping around a little bit because we've already seen this scene in the first video. Instead of getting up and trying to look for a way out, why don't I just give up? I'm tired. I tried to stand. My legs immediately gave out beneath me. I'm truly exhausted. I looked up at the staircase that you had just ascended and let out a shaky sigh. He went up to get something for me, and I'm here alone. I mean, there's just no point, right? Yui's up there. He'd see me no matter what. Besides, I don't know the layout of this house at all, and the door is probably locked, and before I knew it, warm, wet tears began streaming down my cheeks. I held my face in my hands and began to sob. How did I end up in this situation? Am I truly trapped down here? All for being nice, all for trying to pour from a cup that's empty, going to a party when I knew I was sick. I'm sick, my body feels weak, and I'm being held hostage in a stranger's house. This can't be happening. This has to be a nightmare, right? My body feels heavier than it should. I could search for a way out. I could scream. I could throw myself against the door until my shoulders bruised. But what would be the point? He'd only bring me back. Every time, my body slumps against the hard, cold floor of the basement. It's quiet. So quiet that I can hear my own breathing and my own tears hitting the floor. Maybe, if I stop fighting, maybe it'll stop hurting. Oh, just sink into the void. The sounds of footsteps jogging down the stairs began approaching me. You waited for me. I knew you would. His voice sounds happy. I don't answer. I don't look up. I don't ask when I'll be allowed to leave. After a while, I stop wandering altogether. I just dissociate. Ending, gave up. For now. I didn't give up, I'm just channeling my strength. Hey there, pre-recorded Espoir here, and I have 30 seconds of your time. Want me to draw your OCs? Check out my Ko-fi page for art commissions as low as $20. Link in the description. Every week I post a Saturday update blog on both of my Patreons and now also my YouTube channel members. With behind-the-scenes stuff, upcoming games I want to play, life stuff, old lady stuff, and pictures of Daisy. Link in the description. Want to see the full uncensored versions of gameplays I can't show on this channel? Join my adult Patreon for the low price of $1 and being over the age of 18. And then it in the Do you yearn to wear merch of a super obscure free visual novel? Check out my TeePublic and Teespring t-shirt store. Descriptions are in link. Want to support my channel but you have no money? Hit the like button or subscribe. It's free. That's right, free. We're just giving it away. Check out my itch.io page. Play Picture Perfect Boyfriend. It's free. Link in the description. Alright. How about we go check on Yuki? Accept his invite. Go to the party even though we're not feeling well. And this time, let's wear something more party-like. More party-like, huh? Well, for my first time out in decades, I might as well look the part. I'd hate for everyone there to be looking cool while I'm here in a boring casual outfit. I hope Yuki doesn't tease me for this. I don't think she's ever seen me dressed up before. Well, whatever. If she does tease me, then that just means that she's jealous of my cool outfit. I'm gonna break out the kimono this time. I quickly snapped out of my thoughts when I realized how much time had passed from just choosing an outfit. What am I even doing? I've got a headache, I'm cold, and there isn't even anyone here. I should really just go home, right? I didn't even really want to come here in the first place. I mean, I did spend all this time getting ready and making my way here, but it would probably be more responsible to just go home, book a doctor's appointment regarding that weird hallucination from earlier. Oh, you mean this one? And have a nice, relaxing nap. Yeah, that sounds a lot more appealing right about now. The party really isn't this important. I don't know why I'm making such a big deal out of it. Maybe it's because I dressed up for once. Well, I'd definitely rather be resting than forcing myself to socialize with a bunch of strangers. Espoir! I jumped. Don't tell me you're leaving before the party's even started. I'm 15 minutes late. How could the party not have started? Oh, Espoir, I'm so happy you actually came. You look beautiful. Please come in. You look absolutely freezing. Yui grabbed my arm and dragged me inside before I could even protest. You look very beautiful, by the way. Did you wear that outfit just for me? I wore it for the party, not just for you. Huh? I'm just joking, Espoir. But you do look very nice. I never knew a girl like you had such good style. I just chuckled nervously. I can't remember the last time I received a compliment like this. He seemed very sincere about it, too. Thanks, I haven't really had a chance to wear this out, so I thought, why not now, you know? Well, you chose the perfect day for it. It's so nice to see you out of your uniform for once. Isn't that kind of an odd thing to say to a stranger? Thank you! I was beginning to feel a little awkward just standing here. The horrible aura of this place and his sudden compliments almost distracted me from a massive glaring problem. Where the party at? Where's everybody? Where is everyone? The other guests. You did invite other people, right? Oh, right. Yui laughed nervously. They'll be here soon. I'm already 15 minutes late. Come on, you've got to have one person who's, like, obnoxiously punctual. He didn't sound very sure of himself. Soon? Yes, very soon. His smile never wavered. For some reason, that only made me more uneasy. Why? Was there someone in particular that you were waiting for? Well, there was one person that immediately came to mind. Well, Yuki, right? She isn't usually late when it comes to events, so it's weird that she isn't here either. Are you sure you invited other people? Because if this is some sort of joke, then I'm going home. You sure are being really skeptical right now, aren't you? This isn't like you, Espoir. Yui took a step closer towards me. As soon as he did, my head began to spin. You hardly know me. So what's that supposed to mean? Hardly know you? Yui chuckled softly as I took a step backwards. My back quickly hit the front door. I think I know you more than you know yourself, Espoir. What's that supposed to mean? My words slurred slightly. Yui stepped forward, looming over me with a somewhat cheeky grin. Eh, who knows? Suddenly, he clasped a moist, feeling hand over my mouth and nosed tightly. Ew! I instinctively took a deep breath inwards in pure shock, but as soon as I did, my body twitched involuntarily. I began to choke on my own air. I couldn't breathe, but whatever was entering my lungs felt like it was poisoning me from the inside. What are you? There's no point struggling, Espoir. It's already in your system now. He pressed his other hand to my chest to keep me pinned against the door. I could feel the locks of it digging into my back. His hand shot and grabbed my wrist, but despite my frantic attempts to get him to let me go, it was to no avail. Aw, man! See? You're getting weaker now. Don't fight it, okay? If you squirm, then you'll start getting really nauseous. And I wouldn't want you to throw up on that lovely outfit of yours. Ah! My body began to get weaker and weaker. My vision doubled, and eventually I didn't have the strength to pry him off me anymore. You jerk! How dare you! There we go. My vision went dark. Good girl. Hey! I passed out before my body could hit the floor. Don't you good girl me! I couldn't tell how much time had passed by the time I finally woke up. My head. As soon as I opened my eyes, he was sitting right in front of me. Huh? Well, my heart stopped beating. I'm dead. You're awake. That was quicker than I expected. Your body is so resilient, Espoir. You're so fascinating. I was completely at a loss for words. Well, I did have one word. It was ah! Whoa, what is this? Where am I? The room around me was dim. I could feel that I was sitting on top of a bed. Isn't it obvious? No, seriously, how did I get here? What's going on? I tried to move, only to come to the realization that both my legs and wrists were bound tightly. Gosh, dang it. What? I began to struggle, the tight rope around my wrist quickly digging into my skin. I could already feel a rope burn beginning to form. Man, some of these Yanderes don't know how to tie knots, but some of them do. Let me go! Whoa, calm down. You're just going to hurt yourself if you keep squirming like that. I could already feel tears beginning to form in my eyes. I'm crying because I'm gonna beat you down so bad. I'm going to hurt you so bad. That's why I'm crying, because I'm gonna kill you. Please, just let me go. I don't understand what's going on. I was starting to panic. Espoir, it's okay. You're safe here. Yui shuffled slightly on the bed. Nothing bad is happening. I promise. Then why am I tied up? Well, how else would I get you to stay? Cake? An actual party? Maybe some pie? You're shaking. There's really no reason to be scared, Espoir. His voice wasn't angry. If anything, he sounded excited. I just want us to have a fun time together. You came all this way in that lovely outfit just to spend some time with me, didn't you? What? And, well, I couldn't help but notice something, Espoir. Yui then reached out and held something familiar up. Why did you bring this with you? He held out Yuki's timetable and began fiddling with it, absent-mindedly running his thumb across the paper. The whole time, his smile never reached his eyes. It belongs to Yuki? Give it back? It's Yuki's. It's Yuki's. I was gonna give it back to her. Why do you care about the schedule? I know who it belongs to, Espoir. I was asking why. 'Cause she's my friend. That's what friends do. Friends don't tie each other up in their basement. What's with the sudden attitude? Yeah, what, you mad or something? You mad, bro? Well, because it belongs to her. Obviously. Wait, is there a problem? Yui just looked at me with an unreadable expression, then back down at the sparkly sheet of paper. He really does not like that schedule. His lip twitched into a brief snarl before he quickly regained his composure. Ah, no, it's fine. His grip on the paper intensified until an audible tearing noise was heard. Hey! Oh, come on, Espoir. She doesn't need this garbage anymore, right? What are you calling garbage? The anger in my voice quickly died out when I realized just how creepy he looked right now. I really shouldn't forget that I'm dealing with an absolute psycho right now. I should probably calm down. His voice was unusually quiet. Before I could react, his fingers dug into the timetable. A black liquid oozed from his hands, quickly soaking through the paper until it was dripping wet. What are you? The paper turned to mush almost immediately. His jaw clenched. The soaked paper squelched in his hands as he crushed it into a single soggy ball. When he loosened his grip, it simply collapsed between his fingers, splattering onto his lap in thick black clumps. Ew. What the? Whoa! Looks like I lost my cool for a second there. Sorry about that, Espoir. I'm just so relieved that you actually showed up, and that I finally have you here, right in front of me, where I can see you. My skin began to crawl. I felt like I was about to be sick from fear, just bleh. Okay, so the walkthrough says, from this point onward, don't speak. You're getting the silent treatment, buddy. Ellipses. I really am scaring you, aren't I? I avoided eye contact. I couldn't believe that this was actually happening to me. Yui just tilted his head. You have really pretty eyes, Espoir. Your entire body is so perfect. My body stiffened. Maybe if I ignored him, he'd lose interest. My heart was racing too fast to really come up with any proper plan to get out of this horrible situation. I can't believe I finally have you. This is really happening. I looked back up at him as his breathing started to get faster. I can't believe it. I shifted uncomfortably. The way he was looking at me made my stomach twist. His eyes slowly wandered over my face before trailing down the rest of my body. I thought about this so many times. I imagined what it'd be like, but it's even better than I thought it would be. Yui suddenly reached into his back pocket and pulled out a small rusty pocket knife. Aw, man. Hey! Hey! What are you doing with that? Get back! Calm down. There's no need to panic. He gently reached out and held my bound wrists with one hand. Hey! I don't think I've ever felt this excited before. I might actually lose control. Please don't do that. Please. His fingers tightened around my wrists. If I untie you, are you going to run away? Ellipses. Yui was silent for a long, agonizing moment before he gently lifted my hands and began to cut at the ropes. He removed the ropes at my ankles, too, leaving me entirely unrestrained. There. You're untied now, Espoir. Do you feel better now? Stay silent. You sure are quiet today, aren't you? He's like, you're not going for that ending where you're completely quiet, are you? Yui was quiet for a moment before looking back at my now untied hands. You have very beautiful hands, Espoir. His grip around my wrist got tighter and tighter. I didn't want to give this freak the pleasure of seeing me in pain, so I didn't react. They're smaller than mine. Not by too much, though. Yui carefully spread my fingers apart. His fingers felt warm and damp against my own. Tacky, almost. Ew, and he's all moist. Every time he pressed down too hard, a faint black fingerprint would end up on my skin. What is this stuff? I've always liked your hands. I don't know why. Maybe because they're yours. They're just so perfect looking. They're really warm, too. Yui's smile faltered slightly. You haven't said very much. I remained silent. Are you tired? Silent. I remained dead silent. I haven't spoken in about 5 whole minutes now. I refuse to give this freak the privilege of hearing my voice after putting me in a situation like this. Maybe he'll eventually lose interest and I'll be able to leave. You're never this quiet around Yuki. Yui suddenly turned my wrist around in one hand. And drove the blade of the rusty pocket knife into my palm. Rude. Stay silent. My body immediately tensed. A sharp burning pain coming from the point where Yui suddenly stabbed me. Now, I'm not going to say anything, but I am going to punch you in the stomach. I'm just now realizing that this ending is called Dead Silent. I don't think he's going to let me go. I let out a pained whimper, but stayed completely still. For a moment, neither of us moved. The knife remained buried in my hand. A thin trail of blood slowly trickled down my wrist. Yui stared, and then I stared. His eyes followed every crimson droplet as it rolled down my skin. Wow, it's beautiful. A chill ran through me. It's even prettier than I imagined. His voice was barely above a whisper. He began to smear my own blood around the wound. The black residue from his fingertips had begun blending with the crimson, staining my skin. My hand throbbed painfully. I still refused to look at him. Espoir? I remained silent. Espoir? Nothing. Did you hear me? Yui's smile faltered. I know you can hear me. Why won't you talk to me? The excitement from before was gone now. You mad? Why you mad, bro? Is there some sort of problem? The excitement from before was gone now. In its place was something far more unsettling. Uh-oh. I clenched my jaw, a bitter sense of resolve refusing to let me give in and ruin my stoic facade. I stayed dead silent. That's the second time you've said that. Yui's grip on the knife tightened. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Stay silent. Espoir, look at me. My gaze remained fixed on the wall behind him. I refused to look in his direction. Espoir! I stayed silent. Why are you being like this? Espoir, look at me. The room was completely silent. Espoir! Espoir! His smile was gone now. I know you can hear me. You're listening, so why won't you look at me? I clenched my jaw. Did I do something wrong? No, I didn't. You're just upset. That's all. Yui's fingers tightened around my wrist. I remained completely still. His voice was starting to sound strained. I don't understand. I kept staring straight ahead. Nope. Espoir! 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 A nervous laugh escaped him. Yui suddenly fell silent. Well, let's just sit here quietly and, see what happens, without you stabbing me. Yui fell silent. I didn't move. He moved his head in front of my line of sight. I turned the other way. I did everything right. I was careful. I was gentle, wasn't I? You didn't even scream. His grip was beginning to hurt. I just closed my eyes, hoping for all this to end. It's not gonna. Espoir. Every time he said my name, his voice sounded a little more desperate. Look at me! Espoir! Look at me! I tensed before sighing softly and glancing up at him. Ah! I immediately wished I hadn't. Ah! Yui wasn't blinking. He was just staring at me, his face so close to mine our noses were almost touching, waiting. Oh, something changed in his expression. I understand now. Do ya? He sat back as a chill ran through me. You can't talk to me. You want to, but you can't. That's okay. That's fine. That just means I'll have to fix you. I don't like where this is going. My stomach dropped. No more school. No more distractions. Just me. Yui's smile slowly returned. I'll teach you how to love me. Would you like that, Espoir? I'd like that. I'd like that very much. Ah! Ending. Dead silent. Well, at least I didn't see myself horribly mauled or anything. What does he mean, fix me? Alright, I'm done being difficult. You're scaring me, gosh darn it. Something about the look in his eyes made me desperately want to look away, but for some reason, I was paralyzed. Scaring you? Yui shifted towards me a little closer. I already told you, Espoir. That's not my intention at all. You have really pretty eyes. Thank you! If I untie you, are you going to run away? No. Good. That's good. He quickly began sawing at the ropes around my wrists with the pocket knife before moving onto the ropes at my ankles. It didn't take long for them to fall away. I gingerly rubbed at my wrists after realizing just how bad the rope burn was. I was tied up tighter than I thought. Ugh. Ow. Oh no. Did I tie you too tight? I'm so sorry, Espoir. Yui began to gently massage my wrists while inspecting the damage the ropes had done. I didn't mean for it to hurt. I just didn't want you running off on me. I'm not gonna say... Fine, I'm gonna lie and say it doesn't hurt. I feel fine. I feel happy. That's good. You have very beautiful hands, Espoir. Everything about you is beautiful. You're beautiful on the outside. You're beautiful on the inside. I just wish I could see more. No. My stomach tightened. I feel like you're hiding everything important beneath the surface. Your thoughts, your feelings, your heart, your blood, your veins, all those wonderful things, and nobody ever gets to see them. Don't. His gaze slowly drifted down my arm. I really don't want to ruin you, Espoir. I love you far too much for that. I want to understand you completely. Every part of you, outside and in. All this mindless talking, the fact that I was sitting on a comfortable bed and the fact that this room was really warm was beginning to make me tired. Don't fall asleep on him when he's like this. There's no way I'm starting to feel sleepy in a situation like this. Well, I'm here because I was drugged, right? That's probably a part of why I feel so exhausted right now, too. Feeling tired? I suddenly snapped my attention back to him. I guess my bored, tired expression was starting to give away how I really felt. Yeah, kinda. A bit? Oh, Espoir, you should have said so. I'm sorry. I think it's my fault you're feeling drowsy. But don't worry. You'll start feeling awake very soon. Yui suddenly turned my wrist around in his hand, my palm face up. I don't think I can wait any longer, Espoir. If this hurts too much, then just tell me, okay? Okay. I just really want to see all of you. Yui suddenly drove the rusty blade of the pocket knife into my palm and began to drag it. Ow! Scream? Well, we ain't staying silent now. We're going... Scram. I scrammed. Ah! Stop! He suddenly began to move the knife around. Hey! I said stop! We need a safe word. A sharp sting shot through my hand as the blade slowly changed direction. And it's rusty, man! I instinctively tried to pull away. Yui immediately tightened his grip around my wrist, holding my hand firmly in place. Hold still, please. I really don't want to mess it up. My vision blurred. Tears had already started gathering in my eyes. Stop! Just a little longer. I'm almost done. The knife continued moving. Yui's attention was completely fixed on my hand. He looked more focused than I'd ever seen him before, like he was carefully drawing something. Every time I tried to move, his grip tightened again. Almost. My chest felt tight. I couldn't understand how he could sound so calm. How could he smile when I'm sitting here shaking? You're doing really well, Espoir. You're being so good for me. Yui gently tilted my hand towards the light, his eyes widening slightly. There. I was crying. Ow, my hand. It's a heart. It means I love you. Man, if these Yanderes don't stop drawing hearts in my skin. I'm really no good at drawing, so I thought that maybe the medium was the problem. And I was right. I've never drawn something so perfect before. Thank you, Espoir. My hand throbbed painfully. Your blood is so beautiful. Oh, Espoir. He gently cupped my cheek with his hand. It was warm and damp. Ew. You're crying. Does it really hurt that much? I couldn't believe this freak. What is wrong with you? Just let me go. Please, I just want to go home. I just want to play 10 hours of Pal World. Yui then brought my bloodied hand to his mouth. What are you... His tongue began to drag across the wound. My arm immediately flinched violently in pain. He began to drag my bloodied palm across his cheek, a sharp ripple of pain shooting through my arm with every movement. He's just smearing it all over his face. Espoir, you really are beautiful on the inside. You have such beautiful blood. You're so beautiful. You're so perfect. You're so... Stop. I could hear how heavy his breathing had gotten. I inched backwards as he clung onto my wrist. Let go. My voice was barely a whisper. I don't know how I've managed to go this long without seeing you like this. This is better than I thought it'd be. Yui suddenly wrapped his free hand around my neck and slammed me down onto the mattress. Sir! Gah! Ah! Espoir, I really can't control myself anymore. A thick, black mist began to emanate from his body. My vision immediately doubled, his hand around my neck and the pungent odor making me gag and sputter violently. I'm sorry, Espoir. I just can't help it. I just want to see you. All of you. Oh no. He stared at me for a long moment, before suddenly driving the blade straight into my chest. Ow! My eyes snapped open, my mouth opening in a silent scream. Oh, Espoir. He took it out and plunged it in again, and again, and again. Before I could form another thought, my vision had already completely went black. So cute. You're so... that dude in straight ecstasy. His voice sounded far away now. Everything sounded far away. The room, the bed, even the pain. It all felt distant. I could feel him smearing the blood pouring out of my chest around my now wet shirt. I can't help myself. He intertwined his fingers through mine, the blood of my hand squelching between his. Why am I still conscious? I love you, Espoir. You're the most perfect girl in the world. Thank you. He leant down and planted a soft kiss on my cheek. I'll always love you. Forever. Rude. Loved beyond recognition. Ow. And an extra special thank you to our Parterre channel member, The Chosen One.